Dragon Ball Legends 2nd anniversary. Man, I have so much to talk about with this. Now, I probably should have done this yesterday to not have to think about that, so keep it kind of fresh. But you know what? I want to get my thoughts out, because, you know, initially all I had was the reaction video when I watched the actual reveals and stuff go up the other morning, and I uploaded that. In case you haven't seen that, just look back on my channel. You can see the entire breakdown of what's basically planned for the 2nd year anniversary. But there's so much to go through. First thing I want to say, if you've ever been interested in getting the Dragon Ball Legends, this is the best time to start. Solely off the fact that there is increased Zenny drops, there's increased experience, so you can literally like hop into it. There's also free multis per day. You can do a multi-summon per day for free and get a lot of really good units. Now, if you've been playing the game, I'm sure a lot of people have some of those potential units, and you might not, who knows? But if you're new to the game, this is the best time to do it, because you have a lot of resources that's gonna make you transition into the game a lot smoother and cleaner. So before, I was complaining that it's a really hard, tough barrier to entry to get into Dragon Ball Legends, because when you hop in, you have to get souls, you have to get zennies, you have to get units, you have to get teams that actually like have synergy. It's really hard. It was really hard to actually hop into that game. But now I feel like with what they're doing with the 2nd anniversary, this is one of the best times to start. The other thing is the increase in the spark rates, which is actually really, really cool. You know, for the longest, we always talked about how like the sparking rates should be more equal to how other gacha games are, and they really increased it from 7% to 10%, which is a big deal. Like, I know that 3% might not seem like that's a huge change, but it's a big change. Like, that's a good move for the game, and I hope that they keep that after the 2nd anniversary. Yo, Toshi, if you're watching, keep that in the future. The other thing I want to talk about is the Rising Battlestar comeback. If you're new to the game, once again, please, for the love of God, farm up that Vegeto. He's actually fantastic. Also, on top of that, he boosts any other Vegeto you might have. Also, get the Fury Broly and get the Ginyu Goku. All those guys are free. You just have to grind through it, beat the events over and over again, and they'll actually be pretty good starter units for your team as well. On top of that, I won't be surprised if one day they get Zenkai Awakenings, so have them ready. And speaking of Zenkai Awakenings, Legends Road Trunks. In my opinion, that Legends Road Trunks, when he first came out, was one of the best Legends Road units in the game. Like, people ran him. Like, that card was meta. It was free. It was a meta card for a while. He was so annoying, especially when you paired him with the future Gohan at the time. After that Gohan died, like, that unit would transform and just tear through you. I can only imagine how ridiculous his free Zenkai is going to be when he gets it. I hate Zenkai grind still. You know, even though I did the Goku one, the Kid Goku one, it was cool that they released a free one, but that grind was still so awful. But still, good card in the end. I can only imagine how ridiculous that Legends Road Trunks is about to be whenever he gets powered up in the next week or so as well. So another unit to kind of work for. Whether you're new to the game or have been playing for it, do not ignore that card. Okay, let's actually get into the meat of the 2nd anniversary, the brand new units. I'm gonna just tell you right off the bat, in my personal opinion, I think the Super Banner is going to be way better. From the looks of it, the way they're setting it up is going to be exactly how it was last year. They'll have 2 banners. Last year, in case you don't remember, for the anniversary, they had a Goku banner and they had a Vegeta banner. And on both of those, you had a chance to get the legendary finished unit, which at the time was Vegeto. Yeah, I remember that time it took me 96,000 crystals to get that. I hope that doesn't happen today. So that's how it was last year. From the looks of it, this year, they're probably doing something similar. It's going to be a dual banner, although it hasn't been confirmed. I'm pretty like 85% sure it's going to be a dual banner that's going to have a GT setup and then a Super setup. And then on both banners, there's probably going to be a chance to get the Vegeto Blue, who is the LF for the anniversary. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, off of the little information that we have, I think the Super banner is absolutely superior to the GT banner. To give you the scoop, I don't know what's all on what. We do also have information based on data mines that came out in the last day or so, that there is going to be EX Gogeta. There's going to be, I believe, an EX Omega, not Omega Shenron, but it must have been a Sin Shenron. There's a couple other EX units that I don't have any information for, because when they release those units in the actual data mines, they didn't actually include a full kit. So we don't know what they actually do outside of what was stitched and pieced together by the community and released on Twitter and stuff like that. So for example, we saw that Vegeto Blue's legendary finish is the final Kamehameha, and then he hops into a instant transmission, and then he does a Savage Strike. That's the actual LF. So we saw stuff like that, and I can actually talk about that later as well in regards to what that does. But we don't have the full kit yet. I'm going to say that. We don't have the full kit. For all I know, when the information actually comes out, once we get closer to the release of these banners, the GT banner might be superior just because we don't have all the information listed. But basing it off of what we got from the actual reveals and stuff, I think the Trunks and the Zamasu are just way better than the Omega Shenron and the Goku. Let me actually talk about the Shenron and Goku first. So, we know Shenron is red. for his tag or his type. He deals damage in both strike and blast, which I think is cool. I always like when they have units that are more equal balance in strike and blast. That way, yeah, you don't have to think like, hey, is that a strike unit? Is that a blast unit? Which card do I want to use for this? I like it when they balance it out, but the thing is, usually when they balance it out, that means that their damage usually isn't higher compared to other units, because that's how you balance it out. You're not going to give an incredible high strike and blast damage to a card like this. You know, usually you give something stronger in strike and then weaker on blast and vice versa. But the fact that he's kind of balanced in strike and blast tells me that his damage is going to be on the lower end for base stats. But to make up for that, his damage increases and he reduces damage sustained. He increases damage inflicted and reduces damage sustained by being on the field. So it looks like the second he pops out on the field or the longer he's on the field, that's going to go up. So I guess that's how you balance it out. And usually that's what they've done in the past with cards like this. He also inflicts multiple status ailments. Now this is the part where I said this could change everything depending on what that actually is. If this card has paralysis cards, that's going to be annoying. Because there's nothing more annoying than getting paralyzed and then just watching yourself get electrocuted and then you die. Or you could even have faint on hit. So depending on what that means, that could change the card a lot. Now, if it's something like bleed or stuff like that, it's like whatever. But if it ends up being something like paralyzed and faint, that's going to be that's going to change like a whole tier depending on what that is. The other thing listed is he increases ally ultimate attack damage on special moves. So if you use blue card, you make it team strong. So he's kind of a support unit in the end. So that's what I'm kind of like whatever about it. Now the Goku obviously is the opposite. Goku is green type. His main damage is blast attack, which is whatever. And when using his blast attacks, he gains multiple buffs. Again, I don't know what that means. That probably means that maybe with every card used or arts card used, he gets a buff. Remember how Gogeta, the red Gogeta from like back in the day, every time he did a strike card, he gets like 10% more to damage. If it's something like that, in the long run, as you keep him out on the field, this Goku is going to become a problem, which makes sense. He also increases defense when paired with other Saiyans, and he heals with his ultimate attack. So this Goku is going to be basically as it says on the bottom of the screen, he's built for comebacks. This guy is going to be the one you want to fight with last, and then just basically come back and just sweep the other team if you ever get in that situation. On top of that, if you know what, since this is Goku, you can technically like pair him with someone like the yellow Super Saiyan Family Kamehameha Goku and make your team strong, if I remember correctly. Like, there's a lot of options you can actually run with something like this, just off the fact that, number one, he's Sun, Family, and Saiyan. And there's a lot of stuff in the past that's been released that can actually make this card even more disgusting. So you can have a lot of options. So between Omega Shenron and Goku, the Goku's like up here. But again, that might change with Shenron as well, depending on what his ailments actually are. Now to get to the best part of the banner, Super. Oh boy. Let's start with Zamasu first. I mean, I ain't gotta tell you this. Anytime a new Regen unit comes out, you know it's about to be scary. Regen has been terrorizing this game for the past 2 years. Y'all remember the original Regen team? What was it? It was like Demon King Piccolo, Green Majin Buu, and Janemba. Like those units aren't necessarily the best, but because of what they had in their kits, they were so annoying to fight. And Regen for like the last 2 years has always just I feel like anybody who plays the game, that plays PvP especially, will tell you Regen has been the most annoying just because of the stuff that people have to deal with. Now, good news is, because Zamasu is purple, you probably will not have to deal with a Android 21 and Zamasu on the same team. Although you can if you're crazy. I don't know. But this is like specifically made purple so people don't do that. But still, even then, Zamasu is going to have so many different teams to choose from. I mean, for starters, you can run them in God Key. You can run them on Future. You can run them in Regen, Fuse Warrior, Potara. Like, there's so many options you can go for. And actually, it's funny because I remember last time when we had Zamasu, he worked a lot better on Future. So I feel like Future might be even more terrifying than a Regen setup with this card. Now again, we don't have the full details, but based on what it says, he gains multiple buffs as the battle prolongs. So the longer he's on the field, the stronger he gets. He gains multiple buffs after enemy attacks. So if he gets hit, he gets stronger. He decreases enemy ki and gains more buffs with his green card, which again, every time you reduce ki, depending on how much it is, that's going to be a top tier move in his toolkit. And he pushes the enemy away when he does a cover cut. So we saw actually that in the league. So if you do a strike card similar to with Frieza, where he does a little neck chop, Zamasu is just going to grab you and throw you away and then cancel the combo. Based on how this is set, he's probably going to be a bit on the weaker side in the beginning. He's probably one of those cards that, similar to what I said about Shenron, where in the beginning he's more balanced. Zamasu is going to come out probably be all like whatever, and then get really annoying and really powerful in the long run. And again, if you pair him with the right Regen cards or with the right cards in general, he's going to be kind of a problem. Again, we don't have the full details of what everything does, but having the cover change cancellation combo thing alone makes him like really, really good. Trunks. Yo, Trunks I feel like is what hybrids needed. Now, if you guys remember, Yellow Gohan terrorized the game, but he terrorized the game as a movie team. I feel like hybrids as a team, now when I say hybrids as a team, I'm talking about solely a hybrid build team, has been the weakest meta in the game pretty much for the last 2 years. You know, people always ran different variations of a specific card within that tag. So for example, like I said, that Yellow Gohan that was terrorizing the game didn't really terrorize the game as a hybrid unit. He terrorized it as a movie team, as a hybrid team is all I have to say. No one really ran like, I mean, some people did, but if you run into a Yellow Gohan and Bojack team, you know you're about to not have fun. I feel like this Trunks is exactly what hybrids needed. And again, this is just off of the little information we have. For all we know, once we get more, it's going to be more ridiculous. He is yellow. He reduces damage sustained when on the field and cover cut, so he's going to be a defensive unit. He heals with his green card. I feel like healing with your green card is always one of the best abilities, just because, I mean, if you guys remember when that Blue Goku came out last year for the anniversary, you could literally just, like, keep healing with that green card because you would run on with someone like Whis, and literally you would just, like, get all your health back immediately. Like, you took all that damage, guess what? You're back to full health. Obviously, you won't be able to do that with this just because you're not going to have a support unit in hybrid that gives you a green card like Whis did. But based on the abilities and specials that you know, you build a team around, you could be setting yourself up to draw green cards. That makes sense. So the healing's whatever, but it's actually a really good ability. Reduce character switch cooldown when opponent activates the Rising Rush, and then increase effectiveness against God Key and Regen. I feel like this card is just basically what hybrids needed, you know, and hopefully this is gonna last in the long run. People will actually be running something like this in the course of the future. Part of me wishes, and this is gonna be something I'm gonna regret saying. Part of me wishes that he wasn't yellow. That way you can run him with that Yellow Gohan and the Trunks. But the other part was like, you know what? I'd rather not deal with that Trunks and this and the Gohan on the same team. So I'm kind of happy that they did that. But I feel like this Trunks, just off the fact alone that he's going to be anti-God Key and Regen, is going to make him very, very effective in the long run. So between all these in the comment section below, let me know what you're most hyped for and why between GT and Super, and specifically which units. I'm pretty sure people are going to say Zamasu. Actually, might be split on Zamasu and Trunks the most on the Super side, but when it comes out to the GT side, I feel it's gonna be unanimous that people are gonna say that the Super Saiyan 4 Goku is gonna be a lot better. But again, we don't have the full kit yet. Once we get that information, that's gonna definitely change closer to the release of the banners. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room, Vegeto Blue. This card does everything, and we don't even have the full information yet. Now I'm basing this off of the leaks that were released in the past day on Twitter, and basically what we know is, so he doesn't. I don't think he has like a cover change like the Vegeto did last year, and he also doesn't have like a counter, which I thought initially he would do just because of the gameplay they showed at the reveals and stuff. What we saw in the reveals and stuff was actually a final Kamehameha, and then we saw him do the instant transmission to Savage Strike. That is the actual legendary finish. What we know is it's activated off a blue card, so he doesn't need an ultimate to do it, which means you'll have multiple chances to get an LF with this card, like similar to LF Piccolo and the LF Namek Goku that came out a couple of months back. When he activates the blue card, you can't change. You're basically taking that damage. And from the looks of it, it popped out real briefly, but when he activates the blue card as well, it nullifies cover change. So remember how Bojack can just pop in and cancel on your attack? He's just gonna eat that. He's eating that. Basically, if you see Vegeto Blue doing a combo and you think they have a blue card in their hand, for love of God, change out right then and there. Otherwise, the second that blue card activates, you might die. That card looks like he's going to be annoying. And I mean, when you release an LF, they gotta be LF status. Like, they gotta be able to do crazy damage and basically do everything. And that card, from the looks of it, does everything. I mean, the Vegeta we got last year is still very good. And one thing that this game does pretty well is there's units that they released that are still good down the line. You know, even the Golden Frieza we got last year is still very, very good. I mean, they have released some units in the past where, like, you know, a week later we kind of forget about them. But I feel like with how this banner is set up, these units are here last. Except maybe Omega Shenron. But then again, we'll see how that goes once we actually get the information. One last thing I want to say is there is no Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I don't know where that came from, but the community has been talking about that a lot. People are expecting, because this is a GT versus a Super thing, that they're going to reveal like a last-minute secret Gogeta. Unfortunately, there's not. Like I said, I have no idea where that even came from. They would have revealed that in this if they would have actually, you know, had that. And for the looks of it, they're trying to avoid doing like a dual LF banner type of thing. So in order for that to be a secret Gogeta, there would have been, you know, like a dual banner setup type of thing, which I think they're just trying not to do with this. There is an EX Gogeta, but it's the Gogeta from the Drama Super Broly movie, and that's about it. There's a couple other EX units as well that were released in the data mods of the past week, but as of right now, there is no Gogeta. So anybody expecting a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to just randomly show up it's not gonna happen. Just want to kind of toss it out there. But yeah, overall though, I think this is going to be a really, really good anniversary. Fingers crossed that the luck is there as well for the summons, not just for me, but you guys as well. So in the comment section below, let me know your thoughts on what you think about this. Are you excited, not excited? Like, what are some things you want to see? And if you're new to the game or debating about playing the game, this is the best time to start. There's a lot of stuff happening in the game, and I feel like the barrier to entry is going to be a lot better for a lot of new players. So get into it. It's a lot of fun. So yeah. All right, I'll see you guys in a couple days. Well, I'll see you technically tomorrow in my next video. But I'll see you guys in a couple more days with more Dragon Ball Legends stuff, the second day release, you know, more banners, information like that, as well as the actual summons. But I don't think you're going to get the actual banners for another couple days because the anniversary technically doesn't start till like the 31st, which is, I think it might be a Sunday, I want to say. Basically next week, early next week is when the banners are going to go live, and that's when the actual fun starts. But yeah, oh boy, with a lot of talking. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Thumbs up if you're excited. And I guess stay tuned for more Dragon Ball Legends content and yada, yada, yada. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Rhymestyle. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.